you. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, we'll start with go-to-market strategy. Now, why are we talking about go-to-market strategy? Because if you want to have a business, you need to have customers. You need to have a way to get customers. And that way to get customers has to be something which is repeatable, predictable, scalable. It can't happen that sometimes some people, they get a demand or a requirement for one thing, one off thing, they make it, but they don't know whether or they think that they have a business and they can scale it, but they haven't really thought about how they will find a lot more customers like that. So that's why we really need to think about how are we going to connect with the market, with people who will purchase the product in a scalable and repeatable way. So what is a sale? I mean, people generally think a sale is like, I give you something, a product or a service, and you pay me. So that's actually a very simple form of a transaction. But today there are many new ways to sell, and we'll be seeing those as well. And you will have to actually think. And every time I conduct sessions for entrepreneurs, a lot of these questions, they come to me, and people haven't always clearly thought this out. So I think today's session will help you to do that. And of course, we'll be discussing later. But this kind of a sale, very simple, that you like I provide a product or service and you pay me, that's just one way of selling. It may be the right one for you, but we'll also look at others. Okay. So coming back to the first one, which is a pure sale. Now in a pure sale, yes, you provide a product or a service, you charge a price. If you are planning to do this kind of a business, then let me tell you where your focus should be. The focus must be on finding buyers and selling profitably. Now this is very important. Okay, because you can have sales and you can actually lose money on each sale. Very common. I'll give you an example. Like a lot of the companies that, for example, put up portals to distribute, say, low priced items, say, perishables, vegetables and all that, they don't start making money very easily, because the cost of actually running the portal, the back end, the team, then having the vans, making sure that the product is distributed, the petrol costs. And then if I complain that you gave me this 2 bundles of palak but they were stale, and then you say, no ma'am, I'm sorry, but we'll replace it tomorrow, that's an added cost. So uh, okay, who can do this? There are some people who can do this. Those are the ones who are burning up VC money. But today there's less and less VC money going around. So most of us don't have this luxury. And that's why we need to not just sell, but we need to sell, be profitable on each sale. Okay, so we need to focus on finding buyers and selling profitably. We may sell online or offline. That is, somebody walks into your store, which has gone for a toss because of the pandemic, but it has been a model for many, many centuries that somebody walks into your store and buys something. Or today it's growing that people can buy online. You may sell direct or through a channel. So direct is the retail outlet that belongs to you or the website that belongs to you. Channel is anyone who is selling your product. So it could be a distributor, like consumer products, they have distributors, dealers, retailers. It could be a business partner in some of the B2B. There's a variety of those, and we're going to be looking at channel also. Ensure that pricing covers your costs. Yeah, seems like absolutely the most basic thing, but people go wrong there, and a lot of people. Okay. And once pricing has covered your cost, can you charge premium? Because what happens is that one of the most basic ways of calculating your price is cost plus. That I add up all my cost and I should make at least 15-20%. That's the most basic way. But maybe at 15-20% you come to say 125 rupees. But then when you look at the market and you look at the value that you deliver, and you look at competition, or maybe there is no competition, and you say, somebody will be happy to pay 450 rupees for this. So that is something which happens in business. Okay, so you may be able to charge a premium. Of course, you understand that there is something that you have to offer in exchange for that premium. Either you offer great service, you offer whatever. So anyway, this is just some of the things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to a simple product sale. Okay. Next, we come to another model where your product is free for users and your revenue is from advertising. So you have a lot of users who are probably not paying you anything, but your customers, your paying customers are somebody else. The paying customers are the advertisers. Okay. So on this screenshot is just an ad that came on my Facebook timeline. It just came there. I just taken a screenshot of that ad. Now tell me, when I am on Facebook, when I am wishing my friends happy birthday, when I am just doing some time pass, watching some video or whatever. Tell me, what am I actually doing? Am I working for someone? So sorry. I want to put on the chat. I want to see the chat. 1 minute. Um, see the chat. 1 second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see the chat. Yeah, so do tell me, I know you all are muted, but do say in the chat that when I am actually spending time on Facebook and whatever I'm doing, I'm posting my photos and I'm clicking likes on my friends' photos. What am I doing? Am I working for someone? Am I working for myself? Uh, is somebody making money giving data to FB about self? No, nobody's making money. Okay, so let me tell you something. When you are spending time on Facebook, you are making money for Facebook. Okay, you are making money for, you are actually, FB is making money. Yeah, not even in a passive way. You are actually working and making Facebook earn money, because this is the data that Facebook takes to people and says every day so many million people log in, so many million people spend so much of time, they are from these countries. In India, I have people of this age group, I have this people of this income profile, and that's how they find advertisers. Okay, so no, it's not exactly crowdsourcing. It's just that you are populating that media platform, and that media platform is taking this audience statistic to the advertisers and getting ads. Okay. So when I buy Times of India in the morning, I pay, I don't know, what do I pay for a Times of India? I forget. 2 rupees. Okay. It's as good as free. But because I buy it, because millions of people buy it, the advertisers pay Times of India. So in the case of Times of India, they are charging the readers as well as the advertisers. But otherwise, there is also this model, which I'm showing on this slide, where the product is uh, free for the users and the revenue is from advertising. Your users are different, your customers are different. The one who's paying you is different. Whose interest do you need to consider at the top? Now, this is interesting. Although your paying customer is the advertiser, you must consider the user or the reader who's not paying you anything. You must consider that person's experience practically even above the advertisers, because the day they get tired of your channel, they're just going to say it's boring, right? I'm actually now thinking, after whatever 8-10 years, to get off Twitter. I'm actually considering it. I haven't decided 100%, but I'm maybe 50% or 75% decided. Forget it. It's not adding anything to my life. It's adding negativity to my life. So when you are, so Facebook, for example, focused a lot, especially in the initial years, about the experience that they were providing to their users. Yeah. So that's the second thing in my point. So the first point is, if you want to do this kind of a strategy, you must invest sufficiently to have a critical mass. You cannot do this strategy unless you have a critical mass. You cannot do it with a few dozen users or 100 users or a few thousand users. You have to think about millions of users before you can say, okay, we have millions of users and now advertisers will pay us. So this is a strategy that people use even in gaming, even in mobile apps. Yeah. I'm sure all of you may be familiar with this. And remember, provide a great user experience, because if your user experience goes is poor, then those users will just abandon your platform very fast, and your advertisers will of course follow them. Okay. Any questions? So this is another way of taking your product to market, which is called freemium. Okay, freemium. Basic features are free and advanced features are charged. And a lot of us, we know about LinkedIn. So with LinkedIn, how many of you use LinkedIn? Let me just have a yes, no here. One second, I'm putting on chat. Yeah, you can just say a yes if you use LinkedIn. Anybody who doesn't use LinkedIn? Not much. I got one not much, but I got a yes from everyone. I got an I from someone. I don't know what that is. Yes. Okay, so all of you who do use LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you. I'm quite an avid user of LinkedIn. Okay, so with LinkedIn, what happens? You can use it for free for many years. There's no restriction. However, there are certain things that can be done only with LinkedIn paid. So for example, I paid 2,400 rupees per month to LinkedIn. And why do I do that? Because mainly because if I don't do that, I can send an in-mail, which is like an email. I can send it only to people who are my first level connections. So with paying the 2,400, which makes me a premium subscriber, I can send 15 in mail a month. And this 15 in mail a month is my main investment. It's one of the main channels or the main investment for me to grow my business. So if I know that somebody in the UK has a requirement for my work, or I know that somebody in the US has a requirement for my work, then the LinkedIn email is my one way to be able to send them a direct message. Usually LinkedIn email does get some attention, and also it doesn't violate the laws like the GDPR, okay, the General Data Protection Regulation of Europe, which prevents you from sending emails to new people. It doesn't violate a new law which has been passed in California, a very strict law called the CCPA, the California Consumers Privacy Act or something like that. So that in-mail, that 15 in-mail a month is one of my important channels to be able to reach out and grow my network and my business. So for that reason, I pay for that 2,400 rupees a month. But there are many people who don't do that. So LinkedIn is, okay, now why does LinkedIn also allow those people who don't pay anything? Because the fact that they have that free offer, there is no entry barrier. Nothing stops you. I mean, if one of you are not using LinkedIn today, I can say, hey, listen, you should be on LinkedIn. There's no barrier, right? But if I was to say, you should be on LinkedIn, it's 1,000 rupees a month, then you'll say, oh, I'm just starting out, or I'm a student, I don't think I can afford it. So there would be some barrier. So at keeping it free, they've got like everybody there. Today, is it possible to make another LinkedIn? What do you think? Is it possible? Can I have some yes, no here? Yes. Yes. Technically, technologically, yes. Product wise, yes. I'm sure better than them. Okay. You can build another LinkedIn. Yeah. You get the right developers, the right UX people, you can build another LinkedIn. But you cannot get the millions and millions of people, the users that they have on their platform overnight. It's something which they have built over whatever 15-20 years, the largest business networking site in the world. Okay, and that's a huge entry barrier. So by offering it free, they've got all these people onto the platform. Yeah, so you can also think whether free will help you to get lots of people onto your platform. So you could charge, and if you are planning to get people free, then you could charge for features, which I gave you an example that they charge me for LinkedIn premium subscription. You could charge for user numbers. So yeah, okay, if your company wants to use a product, it's free for 3 users. And then, you hope that companies will grow from 3 users, they'll want to go to 10 users. It could be combined with an ad model. Again, we saw LinkedIn. LinkedIn does sell the advertising also. And they're able to sell the advertising because they have these millions and millions of users who happen to be free. So the free users are anyway helping them to earn advertising revenue. But on that, they also have the subscription revenue, which is the premium revenue. Okay, clear? Now, there was something I wanted to say. Yeah, I wanted to say one thing, that this is something I find very often, and especially when I meet startups and I meet even people who are planning to start their ventures. A lot of people who are thinking about mobile apps. This is something which over the last 3 or 4 years, many people have told me after my session with them. They've said that, we have some idea, XYZ idea. So I'm like, why will somebody use it? Or I start asking that, how is it better than what they're currently using? Or why will they change over from what they're using? I start trying to think about that. And they give me this answer: because it's free. Now I can guarantee you one thing, that although on this slide it says that, LinkedIn gets lots of people on their platform because it's free. However, I must tell you that providing something free of charge is not a strategy. It is not a strategy, okay? And let me explain to you why I say that. All of you have smartphones. All of you have like the Google Play Store or the iStore, the iStore to buy apps, Google Play Store to buy Android apps, or the iStore to buy iOS apps. Do you know that something like, I read this research maybe 2 years ago, something like 85% of the apps on the Play Store had never been downloaded, never been downloaded. Okay. So many of them are free. And then the ones who are downloaded, how many of them actually earn money because somebody is ready to pay for them? That's a different story. Okay. So the point is that you don't get customers just because you're free. You still have to have a very good value proposition. When something is free, it's still costing me something. You tell me download my app, I have to look for that app, I have to understand what it does, I have to download it. Maybe I'm facing memory issues and battery issues, so I have to create resources to host that app. I have to learn how it works, you know and these are all barriers. So remember that, don't create something and say it will take off because it's free. Still have to have very good reason for it to take off. Like it's actually doing something which I can't do otherwise. It's uh, it's um, much better than the current options I have. It's helping me to achieve something which is very important to me. So do think about that. So this is, just being free is not a strategy. Okay. So there's one more model to sell your product or take it to market, which is you sell value. Okay. So I've seen some consulting organizations, they say this. They say pay us a low amount, and then if your revenue grows, then you pay us a part of that revenue. Okay, so you could say that it could be even some great technology solution that you offer, and you could go to somebody and say, here I have created this whatever, like maybe some data analytics platform for all your employees, about your employees. And the guy is skeptical, or the person on the other side, he or she's skeptical. No, we don't want to look at data, we know what our employees are doing, whatever. So then you can say, listen, you pay me a very low amount now, but when you see that your attrition is going down, or your productivity data is going better, or your the average tenure that people spend with you is higher, or the employee engagement or motivation is higher, something, then you pay me. Okay, so you, with by doing this, you are demonstrating I have some skin in the game, right? So you could charge some base amount to cover your costs, and this is one way for you to generate confidence, because you say, listen, I'm ready to take the risk. I'm telling you, I will grow your sales. I will charge a percentage of the sales that you grow. I will charge a percentage of your savings and costs. So this could be one way to sell value. Another thing that people can do is solution selling. So solution selling is a combination of some basic product and some customized service. Okay. It could be a product and service combination. It's commonly used by IT services companies. So IT services companies don't always start like a pure services project, like we are going to build everything. They often start by using something like an SAP or an Oracle. So that part of the product is there. Maybe they'll say, you can buy those licenses from us. So they even sell the product. And on top of that, they build some customized solution. So that is uh, the services part, which is customized. Now, with this, what happens is that the customer gets a very tailored solution, and you can price it quite well, because if you're just selling the product, suppose you're just an SAP reseller, then you just have a fixed margin. But if you are doing a customized solution, you're taking that SAP and building something on top of that, then you can charge something premium for putting that solution together. Okay. So this same could apply in different places. You could do it even in somebody's house. For example, I will implement, certain electronic or electrical or whatever, and it's a combination of product and service, but you're providing a complete solution. That person then doesn't have to go out, buy the product, or so on. Then this is one more way of going to market. Everybody knows this way. Why do I call it razor and blade? Why am I calling it razor and blade? Sorry. The base product is very low priced, like your inkjet printers. Yeah, you pay for the cartridges. In the case of razor and blade, which company does this? HP does it for printers, and who does it in razors and blades? Gillette. Yeah. Yeah. So the basic product is by keeping the product low. So what is HP doing? By keeping the cost of an inkjet printer low, the barrier is reduced. People can easily acquire the product, and you know that once the guy buys the printer, he or she has to keep buying the cartridges. So the cartridges are actually, don't the cartridges, like I think one or two sets of the cartridges, they become equal to the cost of the printer, if I'm not mistaken, right? I haven't used a printer in many years, but I think that it's almost that much. After you buy the printer, you say, what, the cartridge is so much, I paid only this much for the printer. But yeah, that's how it is. So you could think about that. You could have a product where you make money on consumables. Sorry, there are some dogs barking in my neighborhood. It's also a way to generate recurring revenue. Yeah, because a person who buys the whatever that thing is, the shaving thing, whatever that's called, has to keep buying blades, right? He has to buy blades. No other way out. Person who buys the inkjet printer has to buy the cartridges, because otherwise he simply can't use the product. So it's a way to generate recurring revenue. Sorry, my slide. Yeah. Okay, so we looked at some of the ways that you can bundle your product or service, and what you will charge for. What exactly are you selling? Are you selling the product? Are you selling the solution? Are you giving the product almost free and charging for consumables? We looked at some of that. Now, the next thing in your go-to-market strategy is to have this ideal customer profile. Again, this appears to be a very simple concept, but I see a lot of people going wrong here. Okay. So one of the things that we say is that anybody can use my product. Okay. Like I ask people who will use this product, and they say, oh, anybody and everybody can use the product. Now, according to me, the only product that maybe possible is Parle G, okay, which is so generic. Yeah, almost anybody that wouldn't mind the Parle G biscuit, put it in their chai, have it. It's probably consumed in palaces also, and it's probably consumed in like very humble houses also. Possibly that's a product like that. But other than that, I haven't seen any product. Okay, so we need to understand segmentation. We need to understand who exactly is going to buy the product. Now, why is this so important? Because we need to focus. Okay, so whether it's B2C, if it's B2C, think about the person. If it's B2B, think about the organization and the role. So let me explain. So in B2C brands, when the professionals do it, when the brand strategists do it, when the marketing, the gurus do it, they actually create the buyer persona down to great detail. So for example, if they're launching a new juice, they will say our buyer persona is a lady between 30 and 34 years old who lives in the metros or in the suburbs of the metros, and she loves to go to the gym, but she also loves to do yoga, and she's a working person, and she typically has one child. I mean, there'll be a whole level of detail. Okay, now it doesn't mean that other people are not going to consume that juice, but it just means that yeah, I'm going to come to band profile. Yeah, it just means that your efforts are that much more focused, targeted, okay, with this buyer profile. So the first part of the buyer profile is the demographic profile. So demographic is just simple data, like for example, is the person, male, female, is the person from middle class, lower middle class, bottom of the pyramid, high net worth individual, ultra high net worth individual, is the person typically living in metros, B town, C town, villages, whatever. So that's simple demographics. Okay, in B2B, band profile is important. So band profile is typically, you will see sales managers telling people, I want leads and I want band leads. Even if they hire a lead generation agency, they'll be like, give us band leads. So band is a way to qualify leads in B2B. So I'll give you an example. Suppose I go to some company and I sell something. I sell, I don't know, whatever, some website hosting services. So I go to some company and I meet somebody, and that person says, yeah, come sit, have a cup of coffee with me. Let's walk to the cafeteria. Maybe that person is known to me, or maybe just she's just like a very friendly person. She gives me half an hour of her time. And then I come back and I tell my boss, I had a brilliant meeting. This lady, she gave me half an hour of her time and I told her all about website hosting. But what I didn't find out is she a band profile? So does she have the budget, okay, to buy website hosting? Does she have the authority to buy website hosting? Okay, so was I talking to the right person, right? Does she have a need for website hosting? And does she have a time bound plan? So when you go and meet somebody and you, after a little bit of conversation, now this doesn't mean that we should go to somebody and say, hey, listen, do you have a budget? Do you have the authority? Do you have the need? And do you have the time? That's not the way we can build rapport. We need to build rapport. But very soon we need to elicit this information that, in this organization, this person doesn't have the authority. I need to be speaking to so and so. Or, yeah, in this organization, the guy really wants what I sell, but this year they don't have the budget, so I should talk to him next year. Okay, or in this company, he's nice to me, he knows me, he's my friend from school, but just recently they've bought a competitor product, so I don't think they're going to buy this year, so there's no need. And another one who says, yeah, we're really thinking about it, we're really planning for it, but when are you planning? We don't know, nothing fixed. So yeah, maybe he's got a desire, but there's no time bound plan. So that's your band profile. So we need to then think, who is this band profile? So is it going to be the head of HR, who may be having the authority, the need, the budgets? Is it going to be head of finance? So we need to, just as I said, we create buyer personas in consumer or in B2C. Similarly, in B2B, we should create that ideal customer profile, the one who has that band criteria. Okay. And then there's an attitude and perception profile. So like for example, if you are selling, I don't know, whatever, some new vegan product, you know then you need to look for people who are interested in vegan, who are reading about it, who are following certain portals, who are on certain Instagram, right? because it may happen that somebody who's hardcore non-veg, no, it's no point showing them 50 ads, right, of your product, because he loves his non-veg, so he's not going to buy your vegan product. So in that way, we also need to sometimes profile people by their attitude or perception. So this product of mine, say people who are very keen on their children, who are very concerned about their children's future, they may invest, say, in this set of learning tools, you know. So it gives something about that person's perception and attitude also. So with this kind of a map, that is your basic demographic and the attitude and perception, we make this ideal customer profile, or in the case of B2B, with the demographic and the band profile. So demographic in B2B can be something like, my customer may be from this sector, like I am selling to oil and gas sector, or I'm selling to manufacturing sector or retail sector, whatever, and organization of this size, you know, somebody who's say 1 crore plus, or 10 crore plus, or 100 crore plus, or 1000 crore plus. So those are demographic for organizations, right? Or could be companies located in India or in Singapore or in anywhere in Asia or anywhere in America. So location is another part of the demographic profile. Okay, so this helps you to know who you're looking for. It focuses your sales and marketing, and then you can think, where should I be, you know, where should my ad be, which trade shows should I attend, whom should I be going and meeting and taking care of or shaking hands with. Yeah. Okay, how much time do we have, because I've not been looking at the clock and I've been just like going on. So if we have to, can somebody just tell me how much time we have?
I think so, Asani, we can go for another 5-7 minutes, and then we can open for question and answer. Is that
Okay.
work for you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Is the slide visible?
Right now, we are looking at you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we can see your presentation now.
Yeah. Now, one does have to do something for advertising. You have to do something for, first of all, awareness creation. So we get disheartened because we feel that the moment we step into the market, you know, जैसे ही मैं मतलब market के अखाड़े में उतरा, you know, people will buy. Okay, that is not how it works. So people go first, they want to they need to have awareness. See, if someone doesn't know you, right, what's the chances that they will want to do anything with you? Will somebody go for a coffee with you without knowing you? So they first know you, they know your name, they know a little bit about you, they have a small conversation with you, and then they say, hey, let's meet up for a coffee, because they have that kind of feeling towards you. And then at the coffee, if you say something, you know, whatever it is, you know, rent me your house or sell me your car or buy my car or whatever it is, they are open to the idea. So it's the same with brands as well. We need to first build awareness before we can think about getting sales. So in marketing, the acronym is AIDA, AIDA. People move from awareness. Okay, so like I'll give you an example. I become aware that I could get entertainment by subscribing to Amazon Prime. Okay, I've just become aware. Maybe my friends have seen a movie and talked about it. I have an interest, so I start going to some websites and saying, what is Amazon Prime? How does it work? Right? I'm just finding out, information gathering. So awareness to interest to desire. I say, hey, listen, you know what? I think I need it. I get very tired at the end of the day, and why can't I have some good entertainment? You know, so now the desire is there. I'm thinking about it. I'm asking people, hey, have you tried it? Do you find it worthwhile? Did you find the money that you paid worthwhile? Are the shows on it good? That's, I'm in the desire phase. Okay, and at the end I say, okay, where is the you know, where's the subscription? Someone tells me you need to go to this site and you need to pay and swipe your credit card. So I go there, I like everything, I say this site seems to be legitimate. Yeah, I feel safe here, I think I can, don't mind swiping my credit card. I swipe my credit card. That's action. So people go from awareness to interest to desire to action. So don't think that the day you are ready people will take action. So that's why we need advertising, because advertising has to take people through these steps, right? First point is to build awareness about your product, your service, who you are, your company, why they should feel that they can trust you. So as startups, we need to opt for smart and not expensive options. Okay, so there are many options. So when some startups, they get funded, right? It's very funny. 3 4 years ago, lots of people were getting funded, and when they are trying to get funded, like Oyo Rooms or whatever, they'll tell their investors everything is going to be online now. Online is the way. We have a portal, we have a website, invest in us. And the moment they get that money, they used to put this full front page ad on Times of India. Okay, which is not online, right? Okay, now it's not smart. That is not a smart thing to do. That's the kind of thing you do when you have VC money, and I'm assuming that most of us here don't, right? So why is it not smart? Okay, it's not smart because uh, there may be a lot of people, 70, 80, 90% of the people who see that ad may never be your potential customers. You are paying for waste circulation. But what we have done in the earlier slide, we know our ideal customer profile. We know our who's that customer, the profile, whether it's B2B or B2C, we know who we want to target. So why should we really do that first page of Times of India? It makes no sense, right? So instead we can go with very, very targeted. Okay, so the thing is to understand the target customer and their habits, their media habits. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? You'll be very surprised, like who uses Facebook? Young people. You'll be surprised that Facebook is the largest social network of the world. It's the one where richest people hang out, even more than LinkedIn. And it's also the one where the profile of users is aging. Where do young people hang out? Instagram. Okay. There's data available. So look at the data and look at your own ideal customer profile. If you are targeting young people, you need to be on Instagram. Okay. If you're targeting again somebody, the band profile or the B2B, you need to be on LinkedIn. So you have to understand where your people are. So today the trend is towards targeted communication, not mass. Analyze where your audience hangs out. So it could be certain particular groups, online groups. It could be physically someplace. So if you're selling to families, you might say, oh, they all come on the report card day outside the school, and I want to be there. I want to have my booth there or my kiosk there, right? Makes sense. So it could be that everybody whom I'm targeting goes to this particular mall or this particular theater. So physical or online, where do they hang out? Then whatever you do, spend, measure, and fine tune. So even if it's a Facebook ad just costing 300 rupees, or it's something like a booth, or it's actually, putting up something in a mall, or it's whatever else, spend a little, measure, and say, next time, this is where I will spend. After you spend on 3 or 4 things, you can start realizing, when I spend 1 rupee on this, I get one customer. Or, I mean, you won't get one customer for 1 rupee, but when I spend 10,000 rupees here, I get so many customers. When I spend 10,000 rupees there, I get so many customers. And when I spend 10,000 rupees there, I get so many customers. So you come to know, and nobody can tell you this. No one, because your product is different, your message is different, your customer is different. So if you go to anybody and say, tell me exactly what I should do to be able to get 10 customers or 5 customers, I can guarantee you no one can tell you that. You have to actually do that and capture the data, and then know, okay, last time when I did this, this is what I got. With that, I got that. With that, I got that. And then you will be able to decide what you're doing. Okay, then leverage low cost or free. So SEO and social media, they may be low cost and free, but they take time and effort. So what doesn't cost you in money, it costs you in time and effort. So SEO versus ads. So you could do Google ads, get people to your website by paying money, or you could do SEO, which might take you good 2 or 3 months of hard work and get people to your website. So remember that it's free, but it's somebody's time and effort going into it. And social media, other than time and effort, you can be very smart. Okay, being smart is also there. You can be very smart. So with a reasonable effort, you can get good results. Okay, so I told you at the beginning of the session today, hey, if you're on LinkedIn, network with me. Yeah, okay, just one way for me to get networked, right? And over the years, what's my network like today? 12,000 people. So there are 12,000 people to whom I can send an email, and I don't have to pay LinkedIn anything, right? Because they're my first level connections. So simple thing. If you go out and you shake hands with someone, you go to a seminar or a conference, you pick up visit cards, follow it up with a LinkedIn connection request. So that way you grow your network. Okay. Yeah, one last point. I think this is the last point, and this is very important again for all new entrepreneurs. So do look at the concept of funnel. So funnel is actually shown usually in sales textbooks as a funnel. In sales, we often use these terminology: top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So understand that people go through the funnel. So if I go to a trade show and I do a demo of my product, whatever my product is, say it's a water filter or something, I do a demo, and say over 3 days, some say 5,000 people came and they looked at the demo and they entered a little form, or they entered my entered a register saying, yeah, I like this, I'm interested. So that's 5,000 new people. I put them at the top of the funnel. Okay. Now, after these 5,000 people came to my booth and they entered their details, maybe they just entered name and email and said, yeah, we'd like to know more. We might want this water filter. Then I send them a follow-up mail, or I make a phone call if I have their number. Out of 5,000, 500 said, okay, email the details to me, or I don't know, whatever. I'll attend your sales webinar, or send a salesperson to my house, or whatever. So that funnel now from 5,000 became 500. And then 5,000, after seeing the maybe demo in detail or whatever, say 100 of them said, I want you to tell me your final price. Okay. Final price, tell me what discount you're giving. When will you deliver? When will you install? Okay. That's now coming towards the bottom of the funnel. And out of those 100, say 20 purchased. Okay. So when I put 5,000 people at the top of the funnel, 20 people actually became sales. So often bosses will ask people that, what does your funnel look like? This is very common in sales. What does the funnel look like? Okay. Where is the problem? Do we need more people at the top of the funnel? So if you need more people at the top of the funnel, it means that you're not doing enough to get new leads. You're not doing enough to create awareness. If people are not moving, you get lots of people at the top of the funnel, but nobody is going through. That means there's a problem with your sales process, with your proposal, with your pricing, with your ability to convince them, right? So you need to look at that. Now, one simple thing, if this looks very complex, one simple thing as new ventures, remember that you have to keep putting people at the top. So I'll tell you why I say this, because I sometimes meet people and I ask them, how is your business doing? And they say, this year is going to be like, we'll do 50 lakh rupees revenue, or we'll do a crore of revenue. Okay, how is it going to come? Where is it going to come from? They say, we've made these 3 proposals. Here's 30 lakh, 30 lakh, 30 lakh. And then they tell me that, it's long sales cycle. People are taking 3 months to decide, 6 months to decide, which is common in B2B. Some of them government contracts and all, yeah, it could be 9 months and 12 months. So people are taking long to decide. So they are thinking that they'll get a crore of revenue from 3 deals. And they are waiting on each deal for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, really waiting and waiting and waiting. And then, one may come through, or 2 may come through, or none may come through, right? So that 1 crore is evaporated. So if you have 3 in the funnel and that might get you 1 crore revenue, fine, get the next 3 in the funnel, and then get the next 3 in the funnel. So hope is not a strategy, right? So we need to, okay, the sales funnel ratio is different for everybody. I gave you the ratio of the water treatment, which was just from my head, fictitious. It's not real water treatment data. But I just told you that you went to a trade show, you got 5,000 people giving their name in a register, you got 20 deals. Now that ratio is different for each one of you. So no one can give you that, right? But start thinking, last few deals I did, what was the conversion ratio? Okay, so then make sure you're putting lots of new conversations into the funnel. Understand the purchase cycle. Who takes a decision? How long do they take? What are the factors do they consider? Is it a family decision where the lady of the house plays the main role, consults the husband, Okay, but she has to also get some loan from the bank. The bank also plays some role in this. Understand that process, take care of all those finer details and follow up. Okay, or if is it in a company? In a company, yeah, it's the head of HR, but he can't do it unless the CFO approves, and the CFO has his own idea. I need to convince him also. So understand that process properly and analyze the deals which you have lost. Try to get some insights from them. Okay. uh, yeah, so increase your reach through a channel. I said we'll discuss channel. Now this is a declaration, I mean a announcement which I had found some months ago, some days ago, where Oyo said they're launching an online portal for travel agents. Now this makes perfect sense. So if Oyo has been booking rooms directly, it makes perfect sense for them to create like a trade channel where travel agents can actually like log in and have their Oyo subscription, and they can get Oyo customers, because who else knows the end traveler better than travel agents? So that is a channel. So a channel for you is always someone who already has a presence among the customers that you are trying to reach. So if you want somebody to be your channel, say today I need to go and meet say all the car dealerships in Pune because I'm selling them something. Okay. And I can't go and meet, like, I don't know how many thousands of car dealerships there are in Pune. I can't go and meet them. I can't hire salespeople who will meet them. So I need a channel. So who should be the channel? The channel should be somebody who already has a relationship with the car dealerships, is selling something to them, and would like to increase their revenue by selling what you have. So that's very important. The person must have a rapport and a reach to the people that you are targeting. And this is one more way of selling: convert buyers to subscribers. Today, even on Amazon, like if you purchase a toothpaste on Amazon, it asks you, do you want to buy this toothpaste every month? So instead of doing a purchase, you do a subscription. And this screenshot is from this service called Food Darzi, where you actually subscribe to these kinds of meals. So they just keep delivering those meals to you. There's another one, I forget the name. It's a service in Mumbai, started by somebody from the Baidyanath family, the Baidyanath Ayurvedic people, their son. And he said, we deliver really healthy food to you. So if you're on a keto diet, or you're on a vegan diet, or you're on a Dikshit diet, or whatever diet, we will tailor, and we will 3 times a day, we will just deliver those meals to you, whatever your dietary requirements are. And now I read recently, like he told me this when I met him 2 years ago, but now I read that it's successful, and people like Ritik Roshan, they actually travel with his cook stroke experts, because they need that healthy food when they travel to locations for shooting. So that's how, instead of sales, you can convert people to subscribers. Okay. uh, yeah, and also think about getting future users on board. So the software companies do this by providing software to students, because if a student has used IBM Watson in college, or used AutoCAD in college, okay, that person, when they go into companies, is just going to be so much more comfortable on that product, and is going to definitely always prefer to use that product. So trying to get future users on board is also something that you can think about. Okay. A product plus services is solution. So we discussed this. So this is how Cognizant offers a service or a solution with SAP. So SAP is like the product, but then they're doing something customized on that and offering a solution. And that way you can get much higher value. And then you need to find resellers. So you may have programs like this to find resellers. If it's a simple product, it could be just a simple reseller. You get this much off the off the product price as your commission, or there could be other deals as well. Yeah, that's it. We'll take questions.